Road crews are still working to fix the southbound interstate near Madison. We're live from that area, telling you what's to blame for the emergency repairs.
And it's a real-life story of Catch Me If You Can out of Rock County, featuring a tech-savvy criminal poking fun at police on social media.
Plus, a story made for Valentine's Day showing the endless power of love, sharing the bond of forever Valentines. Only on News 3 now at 6.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for joining us. Parts of the interstate remain closed tonight for emergency repairs.
The Department of Transportation shut down parts of southbound I-3990 to fix potholes. Our Keely Arthur is live there now to share how traffic is moving. Keely?
Well, the cause of these closures, the cause of all of our problems right now, the weather. But crews, as you can see, are working really hard to make the repairs so both lanes are open by this weekend. Imagine driving 70 miles per hour over this. The DOT, making sure no one will, has marked off the problem areas, reducing I-3990 southbound near mile marker 145 to one lane.
We all kind of hit the brakes a little bit, but we moved through it at 55, 60, which is fine.
Dave Colbert, visiting from Illinois, says the 2-mile lane reduction was a better alternative than hitting those potholes this afternoon.
I've driven to the gas station here today, no issues.
The Department of Transportation is warning of delays tonight and tomorrow as repairs begin. They say extreme weather like severe cold, temperature swings, and heavy snow rapidly deteriorated pavement.
Sub-zero temperatures 1 week and, 40 degrees? It feels like spring right now. So it makes sense that roads expand and contract, and so potholes are a problem.
The one lane, though, no problem for Colbert when you consider he's south of the border.
I'm used to Chicago traffic, so speed cutting down to 55 in a one lane is nothing compared to the nonsense we have in Chicago.
Now, the Beltline ramp onto I-3990 southbound is also closed during these repairs. But like I said, if all stays as planned, things should be back on track by this weekend. Back to you.
Keely Arthur reporting for us tonight. Keely, thank you.
There's a new plan out today from the Madison School District on how they will make up the snow days. They've added 2 more school days for students, March 18th and June 12th, along with extra minutes to the school day. The district outlined all the details of its plan on its website. We also have a link. We've shared it at Channel3000.com as well. Things a little calmer weather-wise today, but we could see some light rain or snow tonight. Is that correct, Gary?
Actually, it'd be more likely to be just a burst of snow showers and some flurries. It's already causing some slippery travel over parts of northeastern Iowa. As we look at visible cloud track, we had clouds for much of the day today, but basically the sunshine, while being limited, was enough to warm us up into the lower 40s. But you can see on Doppler track this band of snow showers and flurries coming in from the west. Visibilities have dropped to around a mile in La Crosse and 3/4 of a mile in Decorah, Iowa, and there could be some very minor snow accumulations with that band of snow showers. In fact, the National Weather Service has just issued a winter weather advisory until 9 p.m. for parts of southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. High temperatures here in Madison, 41 degrees, a very balmy day by mid-February standards, but notice to the northwest, temperatures stayed closer to the freezing mark, and those temperatures continue to drop. While we're at 38 in Madison, it's already down to 25 in La Crosse, 19 in Decorah, Iowa, and those winds are picking up from the northwest, dropping wind chills at times to the single digits in eastern Iowa. By morning, we'll be down to around 5 degrees with wind chills perhaps as cold as 15 below zero. We'll see plenty of sunshine tomorrow, but a cold day with a high of only 15. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Gary, thank you. The man accused of shooting and killing a Milwaukee police officer earlier this month has pleaded not guilty. 26-year-old Jordan Fricke was in court today, one day after thousands honored Officer Matthew Rittner during his funeral yesterday. Fricke is accused of shooting Rittner as the officer's police unit executed a warrant at a home on Milwaukee's south side. Fricke will head to trial this July. Middleton police are looking for a man who approached a 9-year-old walking home from school. This incident happened around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon in the 6600 block of Franklin Avenue. Police said the man asked the boy if he wanted to go to his house. The boy left the area without having further interaction with the man. Police are asking anyone with information on this incident, or if you have home surveillance video, to call them at 608-824-7300. A Rock County criminal is getting the attention of police in ways ways you would not expect.
All right, Adam Duxter joins us from our bureau at the Janesville Gazette to tell us why. Adam?
Well, Eric and Charlotte, the Janesville Police Department started Wanted Wednesday as a way to use their social media platforms to find criminals who are still on the run. But the response to yesterday's post had everyone surprised. With the growing list of warrants, Janesville police are trying to thin the pile. Last month, they started posting information about one wanted criminal per week.
We're utilizing free resources by social media to help capture some of these people who didn't show up to court.
In hopes they or someone else would turn them in. This week, the city posted about this man, Cody Finfrock, who they say has a detailed criminal history.
Disorderly conduct, domestic violence, battery domestic violence, criminal damage to property, and bail jumping.
Their post only up for a few hours before something happened that took everyone by surprise. Finfrock commenting himself, saying, "Ha ha ha, catch me if you can." The person monitoring the page couldn't believe it.
I think surprised was probably more what I was feeling, that he, put himself out there and was kind of poking fun at the police department, if you will.
Neither could others watching the post, who told Finfrock he would be found. Janesville police say that's absolutely right.
Well, in his words, catch me if you can, we are going to catch him.
And that moments like this are why Wanted Wednesday was started.
That just proves to us that our social media the outreach is working. When you get an offender to actually comment on themselves, he can comment all he wants. We've got several other tips of where he might be.
And while Finfrock might feel like he's pulling a prank on police who can't find him, JPD says his comment will most likely be the reason they do.
Utilizing any kind of computer device and commenting allows us a footprint to go after if we really wanted to.
And while Finfrock had a message for police, they had a message for him.
Cody, just turn yourself in. I'm available at the police department. We'll treat you right and get you in front of a judge quickly.
And there has been some speculation as to whether or not Finfrock is even in the state of Wisconsin at this time, but police told me that his warrants are extraditable, meaning he can get arrested just about anywhere and be brought back to Rock County to appear in front of a judge. And Janesville police say anyone with any information that could lead to his arrest should call the Janesville Area Crime Stoppers.
All right, this is a case we'll keep an eye on, Adam. Thank you. A troubled Sun Prairie assisted living facility has surrendered its license. 2 years ago, an 84-year-old resident was found dead outside of Faith Gardens. She was able to walk out of the building and into sub-zero temperatures where she froze to death. Last year, the Wisconsin Department of Health Services was working to revoke the facility's license. A settlement between Faith Gardens and DHS has resulted in Faith Gardens now giving back their license. A green alert has now been issued for missing veteran Sean Jacobs. Green alerts are for at-risk veterans who are missing. Sean, last seen yesterday afternoon in Sun Prairie. He drives a 2008 white Ford F-150, Wisconsin plates HT9619. Police are asking people to call 911 if they see him.
On the one-year anniversary of the shooting in Parkland, Florida, local activists are calling for stricter gun laws. A grassroots group called WAVE, that's dedicated to preventing gun violence, is pushing for a red flag law. Volunteers delivered petitions to state lawmakers' offices today asking them to consider a bill that would allow a court to ban someone from having a firearm if the court believes they are likely to hurt themselves or someone else. Democratic Representative Melissa Sargent is still drafting the bill. Republicans say they want to see the language of the proposal before committing to anything. Also at the state capitol today, Democratic Senator Chris Larson introduced the 2019 campaign integrity package for consideration that promotes an open government. It includes 9 bills looking to be transparent when it comes to campaign finance and where political donations come from.
Democratic Attorney General Josh Kaul says he's working on legislation to prevent untested sexual assault kits from piling up. Thousands of them dating to the 1980s sat on police and hospital shelves for years because suspects were already identified. Prosecutors felt cases were too weak or the victims did not cooperate. Kaul's predecessor, Republican Brad Schimmel, got federal grants in 2015 to test the kits, but the work was not complete until October of last year, sparking intense criticism from call. A new program will launch in the next few months in Wisconsin to connect military spouses with employment opportunities. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce Hiring Our Heroes program is a joint effort with the Departments of Workforce Development and Veteran Affairs and the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, matching those spouses with local and national employers, educational institutions, and community resources. Military spouses have an unemployment rate roughly 4 times the national average due to constant relocations and gaps in their employment.
Still to come on News 3 now at 6. Some of you will show love today by buying someone candy and flowers.
But one man knows the importance of today goes well beyond the sweet gestures. The story of his forever Valentine, next at 6.
She loved me and I loved her, and we loved spending time together.
While many of us spend Valentine's Day with our loved ones, showering them with chocolate and flowers, there are others who don't get to do that.
Jamie Perez shares the powerful story of how one man spent his Valentine's Day.
They say love lasts a lifetime, and Gary Buss knows that Valentine's Day is much more than just candy and flowers. Gary is here with the love of his life.
I think we were perfect together. It was 39 years we were married.
Gary is spending Valentine's Day showing the person he loves just how much he loves her.
I don't think you realize how wonderful this relationship is until it's gone.
Kathleen died from a degenerative neurological disease last year.
Last 9 years of her life, she wasn't able to use any of her limbs.
Kathleen was a quadriplegic, so for the last 9 years of her life, she could never go out and celebrate the one day they always made a big deal.
She always felt bad she couldn't give me a Valentine because she couldn't go out and get one, but she was my Valentine.
A once-in-a-lifetime experience. To meet someone you want to spend every Valentine's Day with.
Oh, man. Where do I start? She loved me and I loved her, and we loved spending time together, and she'll always been part of my, and I guess you think of yourself as not an individual anymore, you think of yourself as a couple, and so when she left, it's like part of you goes.
This is not where Gary wants to be today, but it's where his heart carries him time and time again.
Our anniversary was February 3rd. So this is where I was on our 40th anniversary. It's just a way for me to remember she'll always be my sweetheart. even though she's not here. But just because they're gone doesn't mean you stop loving them. So we visit pretty regularly.
Kathleen rests lovingly here next to her brother and mom and dad. And every time his footprints carry him away, he knows his love story is one that will never truly end. In Madison,
I plan on seeing her again.
Jamie Perez, News 3 Now.
Gary's wife passed away March 5th of last year, and he visits her on the 5th of every month.
He also has a grave placed right next to his wife so he can be buried there when it's his time to be with her again.
Well, we hope you got to enjoy the warmer weather out there. It is about to get a little cooler again, and Gary will have the details next in his First Alert forecast.
The
Seems like CBD oil is everywhere these days, and apparently it's not just for humans.
Pet owners are seeking out the non-psychoactive component of cannabis to treat a variety of ailments for their furry friends. Holistic veterinarian Dr. Carrie Donahue is a big fan of CBD oil for pets. At her Full Circle clinic on Monroe Street in Madison, pet owners can choose from a variety of CBD oils she sells. She recommends it for a variety of pet problems, from seizures to arthritis to anxiety.
It really does help all of those issues. I can't say across the board that it's going to make a large difference, a small difference. It might make no difference in your pet. But in the cases and pets that I've recommended to use it, it really does usually have some effect that's visible. For cats and small dogs.
Tonight on News 3 Now at 10, our Mark Kane has more on the benefits of pet CBD oil, and we'll meet a dog owner who's sold on this hemp product.
All right, Gary says it's about to cool down again. He joins us now with this first alert forecast.
Yeah, cold front has just come through the Madison area. Winds have shifted around to the northwest, and the temperatures will start dropping. There might be a period of some snow showers or flurries that move on through. In fact, you can see this on Doppler track. It's actually an intense little burst of snow, a little more than we anticipated, but it is dropping visibilities down to around a mile or even a little bit less as it passes. So there could be some very minor snow accumulations as this line comes through. Mainly areas north of Madison will be more likely affected. And you can see the visibilities here, 10 miles in Madison, not snowing yet, but notice down to a mile in La Crosse, 3 miles in Austin, Minnesota. So there is some problems also with some blowing snow back behind it. So the National Weather Service has issued winter weather advisories until 9 p.m. for southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. If you're traveling west of the Mississippi River for a time this evening, you might run into some slippery road surfaces. But the big problem for most of us is going to be the temperatures. Milwaukee's still at 41, Madison's at 38, but notice La Crosse, they're already down to 25 degrees, and temperatures are in the single digits, teens above, and single digits above and below zero, along with the teens out to the west. And then you factor in these winds, which are now out of the northwest at 10 miles per hour in Madison, but notice these are sustained winds around 20 to 25 miles per hour with some wind gusts up around 30 to 35 miles per hour. So you factor that in with temperatures that are in the single digits and lower teens, and wind chills now are approaching 20 below zero over western Minnesota, and I think they could be down to around 15 below zero by here by tomorrow morning. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in Madison. It's been a mild day today, a pretty nice Valentine's Day overall. High temperature made it up to 41 degrees. That's 10 degrees above normal. Our low temperature of 21, still above average as well. But right now we're at 38 degrees with cloudy skies, and there's that shift in the wind to the northwest at 10 miles per hour. Wind chill now at 31 degrees. As we look at weather track, our upper level winds now becoming a little more northwesterly. So these weather systems don't have a lot of moisture associated with them. They usually have a fair amount of wind, and also it helps the cold air get a little bit more of a push in our direction. The cold front has now pushed off to the east of us. High pressure located over southern Canada, continuing to funnel down the cold air behind the front, and you can clearly see the effect that the cold air is having behind that front. The mild air pushed down to the south and east. St. Louis still at 57 degrees. Even Chicago is at 46 at this hour. But compared to 24 hours ago, notice those temperatures dropping on the order of about 20 to 30 degrees. Well, about a 25-degree temperature drop by tomorrow morning. So overnight, the flurries will come to an end. Then we'll clear out later on. Low temperature dropping to 5 above zero with wind chills to minus 15 by morning. Tomorrow will be a sunny but much colder day with a high temperature of only 15. On future track, that band of snow showers moves on through. Skies clear out overnight. Temperatures drop to around 5. High temperatures tomorrow only in the middle teens. And then tomorrow night, we might actually be a couple degrees colder, but with a little less wind. I don't think wind chills will be much of a factor. Highs on Saturday back into the lower to middle 20s. 10-day forecast. You see another chance of snow on Sunday. That might be a 1 to 2 inch snowfall. A similar storm on Wednesday. Another one late Friday into Saturday. Temperatures by next week a little closer to normal at the end of the week.
One Brewers newcomer says Miller Park was an easy sell, and the Valentine's Day gift that keeps on giving. Hoops Prep Mania Game of the Week preview is up next.
The big
Mother Nature had a good streak of messing with the Prep Mania game of the week, but those days are over. Tonight, Middleton visits Sun Prairie in a matchup of the top 2 teams in the Big 8 Conference and the top 2 local basketball minds in the business on hand tonight with a preview of Cardinals versus Cardinals. Jay Wilson, this one should be good.
Hi, Kevin. Yeah, good evening, everyone. This is going to be something. The girls' basketball season started with practices way back in November, and here we are with the tournament just around the corner. And tonight isn't for the Big 8 Conference Championships, but it's pretty darn close. The top 2 teams, as Kevin said, are going head-to-head. Always great to spend Valentine's Day with Bill Brophy.
I can't think of anything better, Jay.
Yeah. So Middleton, Sun Prairie, these 2 teams basically for the title tonight.
Yeah, the winner gets at least a share, and these are 2 of the hottest teams, to be sure. Middleton's won 7 in a row. They're probably playing their best basketball right now. They stumbled out of the game losing 2 of the first 3, but they got a good club. They're a veteran team with 9 juniors, but most of them played last year. And they've got a solid cast, probably a little taller than Sun Prairie, who features Grace Hilber, play Division II basketball next year at Lewis University in Illinois. They had a 9-game winning streak till they ran into East last Friday. East beat them in overtime to set up this battle where a winner-take-all really gets the title. And don't be surprised if these 2 teams play in 2 weeks. They're seeded number 1 and 2 in the sectional. It'll be a tough sectional, but if all goes according to Hoyle, they'll play again March 2nd for a trip to the Resch Center in Green Bay.
In the Big 8, Middleton is 14-2, Sun Prairie's 13-2, and we'll have the game for you live at 7:15 on channel3000.com. Hope to see you then. Kevin, back to you in the studio.
All right, fellas, thank you very much. Well, the Wisconsin men's basketball team gets to take a breath before the final 6 games of the regular season. This weekend is their bye, so they get a couple extra days off before Monday's game against Illinois. The Badgers still in the hunt for a conference title, but they need to make a push and get some help. And some extra time to heal up is coming at exactly the right time.
Definitely with these games that we have that are 2 days or 3 days apart are definitely challenging, especially when you're playing on the road, then coming back home and you're flying a lot. It's important to get your rest and your recovery. And
there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes other than just in between the lines. So you gotta, we always talk about valuing the fractions. So I think that's with rehab and treatment, it all goes into that.
There's a lot to like about this year's Brewers returning lineup. That's what attracted free agent catcher Yasmani Grandal. Pretty much checked all the boxes on the list of things to look forward to this season, but the bullpen was a big selling point in what made Grandal choose the Crew.
A group of guys you don't really want to be facing too much. So by me knowing that and knowing the ability that I have to help a starter get to the bullpen, I felt like that was an easy decision for me. You have the whole lineup seeing the capability that these guys have to hit and string at bats together and kind of just have fun.
One tick closer to the regular season. Love it.
Can't get here soon enough.
Watch out for a burst of snow this evening, and then after that, a lot colder.
Thanks for joining us for News 3 now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.